yourself.
Hey, everybody, it's another episode of Go Flix Yourself. My name is Ben Konowitz, and with me, as always, is the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man to my Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, Bradford Oman.
Hey, that's me.
Freaking love that Spider-Man.
And the Tom Holland Spider-Man to my Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, Nate Loucks.
Hey, guys, I have a cute girlfriend.
Wow.
That's the takeaway?
That's Nate. That's not even...
Yeah, no, he's just saying
no,
she's cute. I've seen pictures.
Zendaya's.
You haven't introduced us to her, that's fine. But she is very cute.
No,
it's
even
fine.
in the country.
Listen,
She's not even in the country.
We've seen photos, and that's all you're allowing right now, and that's cool.
I'm dating hot girls that aren't in the country.
And
I'm sure they're
won't
fun.
let us meet.
But whatever.
No, the reason I did that is, you know what? There isn't really a bad. There isn't a bad Spider-Man there, really.
It's a little weird that,
and so that's why I'm having a good day, and we're recording a little early. And I think that's helping because the sun's still out, and I'm just in a good mood. So I didn't want to disparage Brad as much as normal.
I want another iteration of Andrew Garfield playing Spider-Man. I want another one.
After what No Way Home, right, is the one that
I would never get him right, but yes, the one
right. That's the one that said, "Oh, wait a minute, we're not done here."
There's an emotionally resonant Spider-Man there that I want to see again. Like I want to see a little more. I want them to give a Batman treatment to, like, a Christopher Nolan Batman treatment to Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield.
I'm all in.
Right?
I don't know if I necessarily...
I mean, not that serious. Not that serious.
Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah.
Not that serious.
No, I do think that there's a lot of interesting things you can do with Andrew Garfield after that No Way Home movie. And
there's just something there that I was just like...
I
got really emotional watching.
Even Tobey Maguire. I would love to see an aged Spider-Man.
Like with a bad back?
Yeah, seeing what he's dealing with.
I like Tobey Maguire, but I didn't feel the same way when I watched
Shut up, Nate.
I told you, Nate. I told you by the end of before we even recorded
pre-podcast.
I said by the end of the podcast he's gonna say, "Shut up, Nate."
When he says some stupid shit like that,
really
quickly.
Oh my god, it happened so quickly.
It's gonna be a spicy
Brad. You don't get to push back against, like, when you finally see Tobey Maguire back in the Spidey suit and like aged. And
it was great. It was great.
Yeah,
but I don't.
He's got gray in his hair. Come on, you don't want to see that Spider-Man?
Which one did you want more? More Andrew Garfield or more Tobey Maguire?
Don't ask me that. That's not fair.
Which one did you want more, Ben?
More Tom Holland.
He's a good-looking dude.
He's a handsome lad.
I do love him.
I just want, you know what? If they did somehow needed to do another iteration of that with the three of them, I'm like, find a way.
Yeah,
I'm in.
It was perfect. It was perfect. I love that film. Love that film.
Well, Go Flix Yourself is a movie podcast where we talk about the latest movies and trailers and no TV shows ever, and we talk about the sponsor that always pays us good money to be on the show.
Because here's the thing: is we wouldn't be able to do this full time without a good sponsor.
This show is hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars a year.
People don't realize how much money is in podcasting.
Podcasting
is
so
the goal.
Expensive. So the fact that there are millions of podcasts out there, it's kind of mind-boggling, the economy.
And that we're able to make not quite Joe Rogan money, but
we're
essentially Joe Rogan-like money at this podcast.
We're OOW. We're on our way.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
We're on the way to making
OOW.
$1.
So Brad, who's
giving us the Benjamins
genuinely
today? Who's giving us the Bens?
Bennied us up.
The Bens.
Ben.
Oh boy. No, it wasn't me.
Hey, try that again. Do a little higher.
Hold on. Ben, let me ask you something. What do you like on your tacos?
Oh, good question.
I like lettuce.
Uh-huh.
And I like sour cream.
Okay.
And I like Monterey Jack cheese.
Okay.
Shredded Monterey Jack cheese.
All right.
You don't just like a chunk of Monterey?
No. I like block of Monterey. And I like I like a little drizzle of enchilada sauce.
No meat?
Well, I figured we were talking about taco meat.
So you prefer a ground beef with taco seasoning, or like
chicken?
When I think of a taco,
or steak.
When I think of a taco in these terms, where it's like, hey, what do you like on your tacos? It's a beef taco.
What about do you like the steak, onions, and cilantro taco?
Well, listen. If you're talking about that, I'm sorry. If
that's
we're
like a real taco.
It could be a street taco.
Well, then I'd say, like, I had a lobster taco at Ricochet in Valparaiso, Indiana.
Okay, well that's just fucking.
Well, no. Now if you're opening it up to
but we don't want
taco anything.
We don't want the weird tacos though.
That's not weird. Like that's a taco.
We're talking about, like, let's talk about just traditional tacos.
No, he brought up
and the various options.
Nate brought up chicken, and so I'm allowed to bring up shrimp.
But chicken's traditional though. Chicken to me, it's chicken, steak, pork, beef.
Chorizo.
Yeah, sure. Chorizo would be great for a taco. Absolutely.
Yeah. but not lobster.
No.
Can you do a lobster taco?
No. The closest we'll get with that is I
Shrimp.
can see a shrimp taco. That's fine.
No,
yeah.
and lobster is right there. So
No, it's not.
Lobster taco
Have you guys,
is my favorite.
let's talk about tacos for a second. Have you guys?
We already are.
Have you guys ever been to Velvet Taco in Chicago?
No.
That's a strip club.
We should go, the three of us, on a field trip and meet some of our listeners in Chicago. It is it's just tacos, but they have different types of tacos. Let me give you some. They have buffalo chicken, obviously, rotisserie chicken,
Obviously.
spicy tikka chicken, picnic chicken, chicken and waffle. The chicken and waffle I had.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, crispy.
You're going to say that waffle can go on a taco, but I can't
I
say
didn't
lobster.
say it was normal.
Go
I didn't say it was normal. I said it
That's what
sounded
they do.
good.
They do.
Fuck yourself.
I
they
said
do
it
fun
sounded
versions,
good.
right, of tacos.
Fuck
Here,
yourself.
Brad, let me tell you about this. And go to velvettaco.com to see if there's one by you. Crisp tenders, peppered bacon, peppercorn gravy, green apple slaw, maple syrup, red chili aioli, scallions, house-made waffle tortilla.
Yeah, that sounds delicious.
Damn, that sounds
I'm not
amazing.
telling you. I am telling you guys.
Why haven't you taken us to Velvet Taco?
Well, I went with my girlfriend.
Girlfriend.
And so they also.
Hold. Brad, we made fun of you for so long for the way that you said
I know.
"mugglebritty," and I don't know if that was your attempt at that,
Yeah.
or you just
It was.
And if you did, you shit the bed because
my
you
girlfriend.
you just said it like you have a problem, a big problem talking.
No, I do. You know that. I've been doing this podcast for many episodes, like 100.
My girlfriend.
I'm not done with tacos.
You
guys.
had a mouthful of taco when you said that.
Let me tell you. What about the Cuban pig? That is slow roasted pulled pork, Gruyere cheese, honey ham, peppered bacon,
Yes.
mustard aioli,
Yes.
Korean fried rice taco, quesadilla duo, the Kobe snack.
Quesadilla.
No, quesadilla do it. That is actually a new singer.
This is the one that changes your life. The Kobe smash burger taco.
Ooh.
Peppered bacon, cheese blend, lettuce, red onion, tomato, house brined pickles, velvet sauce, and flour tortilla.
Damn.
It will change your freaking life. Guys, why don't we have one of these? Ben, why haven't you built one of these? Ben,
You know
build
what?
one.
Coming soon to LaPorte, Indiana, Velvet Taco.
I think that there's a Velvet Taco in San Antonio, actually, so I'm going to have to go check that shit out.
Amazing. I'm telling you guys,
All
if you have a
Well-
velvet taco around you, freaking go.
Yeah, so that's what I like on a taco. What's the fucking sponsor?
Ben, here, you know what? I'm gonna let you try some of these new Pringles that we got, and we're gonna see what you think about them. We'll see if you can figure out what the flavor is. Now, don't look at the can. Don't look at the can. Just take some chips.
Ben,
out.
stop looking at the can.
Nate, don't look at the can. Just grab some chips out of there. Just grab the chips. You don't get to have the can this time, because if you like them, then you're gonna. Jesus Christ! Spill them all over on the fucking floor like a derelict.
Because if this is a rematch of the ketchup ones,
It's a good smell.
I'm gonna be finding them in the
Just
couch.
You smell the Pringles?
No,
Smell them.
these are good.
Smell them. Oh shit!
I invited you guys to dinner. You guys didn't want to go, so give me the rest of those Pringles.
You didn't invite us to dinner. You said
Are we gonna order food?
Yeah.
That's way different.
Mm-hmm.
What is this? Pringles Oops All Tacos?
These are good. They're really good.
This is the Pringles Reno 911 tacos.
What are these, man? These are delicious. I want some more.
these are fantastic. I was a little worried. So
Notice you're not giving me them. You're going to keep these for later.
yes, absolutely. These are a very specific kind of taco. They are carnitas taco.
Yum.
And so carnitas is a type of shredded pork that is very tender and seasoned and juicy and delicious. Usually the taco comes with onion and cilantro and a little bit of lime. I was worried that the cilantro and the lime was going to come through, which are flavors that I'm not a big fan of because I have the gene where
I love cilantro.
Cilantro tastes like soap to me because of my genes.
that's odd. Yeah.
So I can't do it.
What kind of jeans? Old Navy?
No, I get Wranglers.
Okay.
But the seasoning on these chips are fucking
very good.
awesome
No, it's
because it's very carnitas
That's
forward.
delicious. Those are
The meat seasoning is right there. It's fucking delicious.
They've replaced the ketchup Pringles for me.
Whoa!
Yep.
Whoa.
Those are delicious.
Wow.
I'd eat those all the time.
All right. Well,
with your
Hey.
with your girlfriend,
Hey,
my girlfriend.
my girlfriend.
Chubby Boys Club unite.
No,
No, you're not in the Chubby Boys
anymore.
Club.
You lost weight,
Yeah, you're in
You
the skinny tall club.
dick.
Once in, always in. Come on.
No, fuck
Unite.
off. No, you
Absolutely
were dead to
not.
us in that way.
Unite us.
Uh-huh.
Unite
You
us right here.
you don't-
I've got my fist
Hey,
in.
you know who else is in the Chubby Boys Club anymore? Jerry O'Connell, and he's not coming back anytime soon.
Is
so
he still married to Rebecca Romaine?
I don't think so.
Chunk from the Goonies, not chunky anymore.
I
Chunk from the Goonies.
He's normal.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, these carnitas taco Pringles I found at Kroger. I don't know if they're an exclusive or
I
not.
don't go to Kroger anymore.
But keep an eye out for them because they are delicious.
You don't go to Kroger anymore?
They have rats.
They don't have rats anymore.
They have rats
It's perfectly fine.
that you know about.
You know what? If I don't know about it, it can't kill me.
That's actually very inaccurate information. Knock knock. Carbon monoxide would like a word.
But I would know about it.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
So it can kill you.
No.
If you don't know about it, it can kill you.
No, I don't get it.
You know what also can kill us? Sugar.
And water.
Sugar water.
But yeah, so carnitas taco Pringles.
All right.
Check them out if you want to. Give them
If
a
I'm
little.
check
I'm
them
gonna
out
do
if you
more
want
than check them out. I'm
yeah.
gonna eat them.
I'm gonna fuck them.
Nate can't stop looking. I mean, honestly, Brad, that can of Pringles is sitting next to you. Nate hasn't taken his eyes off of it since you set it down. You might want to just cover it up.
He's looking at my junk.
No, he's not. He's
Oh,
literally
no.
looking at the Pringles. Oh boy,
Good.
delicious.
Good.
Those are good. Okay,
Easy,
hey,
Cookie Monster.
yeah. We're not rehashing that conversation.
What conversation?
The Joseph Goebbels Cookie Monster conversation.
Oh, you're talking about Joseph Goebbels?
You talking about my boy? Asshole.
Well,
Nate-
thanks so much for listening.
Nate,
everyone.
what's the last movie you saw, buddy?
I saw. I'm starting to. So I moved into a new house like a month ago, maybe a little less than. I've been working a lot on it, but I before that, like the 6 weeks before, I hadn't had a lot of time to watch things and stuff. So I'm getting caught up on some things, and I'm enjoying it. So I watched a couple movies, and Brad, I actually watched a TV show or two.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Not doing it.
All right, I want to talk about a film that I saw not for the first time, but I watched it with my son Finn, guest of the podcast,
Friend of the pod.
Boogie Nights.
The Goonies. He watched for the first time.
Oh.
Brad hates
And-
the Goonies.
I don't hate the
You
Goonies.
hate the Goonies.
Why
No,
would you hate the
No,
Goonies?
I don't hate the Goonies.
Here's the Goonies. Oh, here's Brad. Oh, here's the Goonies. 2 hours of kids screaming. What are you doing
Yeah,
over
you
here?
did say.
What are you doing, Rodney Dangerfield?
That's what you sound like
That's
a
what
lot.
it is. What you sound
I
like.
can't believe it. My treasure gets no respect around here.
No, the Cufferli
You didn't
family.
say
The
have
Fratelli
fun with all
family.
the kids screaming. When I told you guys I'm watching this film, you're like, have fun with all the kids
That's
screaming.
exactly what you
Yeah.
said.
Oh, take my chunk, please.
That's what you said too.
No, the Goonies. So I didn't grow up on the Goonies, so I don't have the same reverence.
Yeah,
that
you're a
certain
couple
people
years
do.
younger than us, so yeah.
I saw, but it's not even that because you guys are older than me. It just was not a movie that was in my
In your
rotation.
family,
Yeah. And so when I saw it, I think the first time I saw it was in high school, and I enjoyed it. I like it.
No, you didn't.
It has the spirit
Don't
of
backtrack now.
of Spielberg's Amblin movies where kids go on an adventure. There's real like danger and stakes.
This is the kind of movie you normally fucking drool over.
No,
do.
I know.
You do.
No,
Yeah,
no,
this
I
seems
totally
like a film
agree.
you would
It's
love.
very strange. Honestly, a big part of it I think is seeing it as an adult. The kids really are just screaming nonstop. This movie is fucking loud as hell.
See,
They're in scary situations. I don't know if you
No,
know.
no,
this.
I know,
They're
but like
almost
even
killed.
when they're not in scary situations, they're just yelling at each other. It's like, shut the fuck up, kids.
Okay, let me
This
tell you
says-
something.
this-
Let me
the
tell
guy
you
that
something.
like loves the bear.
By the
And
way,
you just can't tell.
let me
people
tell you
screaming at
something.
each
As
other?
somebody
It's
that
because
has
it's not
kids,
kids. They're not shrill little goblins.
I have kids. Ben has stepkids, kind of. Kids scream all the time, do they not?
Yeah, they get high pitched.
yeah, and I hate it with then too.
You're gonna be a great dad.
No, because my kids are gonna learn real quick not to scream, and they're gonna have deep voices from the get go.
Hey! Daddy's got a headache. Shut up.
What did we talk about? When I hit you, what? We deserved it. Exactly.
It depends on what they do.
So, do you not like Richard Donner?
Is that the problem?
No, I like Richard Donner
You got a problem with Superman?
sometimes.
What about Chris Columbus?
I
You
like-
got a problem with Chris
No,
Columbus?
I like the idea
Sometimes.
though that like you have a problem with Superman, like as a person.
What about
You're
Steve
like, I would like to
Spielberg?
take him outside sometimes and just
Do you really need the trunks?
what are you, Seinfeld? What do you need the trunks?
I don't know if you know this, but the story was created by a guy named Steve Spielberg. You got a problem with Steve Spielberg?
No, I don't have any problem with Papa
So what?
Spielberg.
The sun gives you your powers, and we're just supposed to believe that?
So Superman flies, right?
So he's got a cape?
He's got to get bugs on his face, right?
Yeah.
How's he always looking so handsome? He's like stopping at a spa after every time he flies. I don't know. Superman seems kind of highfalutin to me.
You gonna tell me that nobody notices that Clark Kent is just gone?
Hey, guess what? Look, I'm gonna put glasses on. What? Who am I?
Whoa! What's happened?
I know.
You're a complete stranger to
That's
me.
what I'm saying.
What's the deal with
I don't
Superman?
get it.
What's the deal?
What's the deal?
So do you love the Goonies, Nate?
I have an affinity for Goonies. This was a film from my childhood
Yeah.
that was in rotation in our regular films. It's an adventure film for kids,
Yeah.
right? And so
the Daily Planet. We're not even talking about much more outside of Metropolis.
He's right. Though.
that's
right.
good. That's
Pretty
a
good.
good observation, man.
Yeah.
Jerry.
So
I watched this film with Finn, my son, who's 14 years old, and he's a lover of film. So I liked it. I tried to get my other son, Harry, to watch the film. He's 12. He's like, Dad, that seems like an old film. I'm not watching it.
oh, he's got that.
Yeah, he's got that thing. And Finn gave him crap. He's like, after we watched it, he's like, Harry, he's like, just because a film's old doesn't mean it's not great. You should see this film. It's a lot of
fucking
fun.
love Finn. He's like my favorite kid. That like I just want to hang out with him all the time.
Brad is like, I've ranked your children,
No,
and
for
he's
sure.
by far my favorite. The other two, get your shit together.
And he loved this film. He thought it was great, and it was fun to watch it through him. I love watching my kids watch films because the scenes that I loved, I kind of just watch them as I watch it to see if they have the same reaction to it. And he did. He just thought it was a lot of fun. He's like, Dad, it's not a great film, but it was fun. And that was exactly what the film is. It's not a great film, but it's fun. And I loved it. So I watched that. But in the newer world, I watched a film called Boy Kills World. It's a 2003 dystopian action comedy. And
Wait, 2003?
Yeah.
2023.
2023, sorry.
Okay.
Action comedy. Yep. And so this is a film that's created. It's really hard to describe. So
I watched the trailer, and I was interested. It's John Benjamin doing the voiceover for the trailer.
It is.
And
Yes, correct.
It almost felt like an Idiocracy vibe because of that gravitas of the trailer. I don't know, and not the movie itself, but just kind of like the way they were presenting it.
Yes. So there's a lot. H. John Benjamin does a lot of. So he only does voiceover. You don't
Okay.
see him, but he does a lot of good comedy work in this. As the voice of a deaf and mute killer, essentially played by Bill Skarsgård. And this film is a lot of fun. I don't know why this film doesn't have higher ratings. I think it's only got maybe a 60% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I think for this kind of movie, that's pretty decent, though.
Okay, yeah, but it's
Have you
just
seen it, Brad?
Huh? No, but I know it's it played at South by Southwest. I think it was.
Actually, I think you're gonna like this.
No. I'm
I think you're gonna like this film when you see it.
knowing how
Ben, you're gonna love this film when you
critics
see it.
and audiences react to certain kinds of movies. This is like a pretty hyper-violent, stylized
It's
film.
very violent.
Yeah, and so like that doesn't always hit with
Hey, Nate,
everyone.
let's just talk about it then and leave Brad alone because he's like,
no,
No,
I get what you're saying.
I really want
you're
to
gonna
see
like
it.
this.
Yeah,
You're gonna like
I'm
it.
excited to see it.
It's a very violent
you,
film.
Ben.
changing your tune. Well, let's just change your tune. That's all it is.
So it's a
That's a pretty good score for
Oh,
what
you
this
mean
movie is.
you mean adapting to a conversation and a situation
no.
with information? Oh, I'm sorry.
60% around. That's about what it probably is. Yeah.
No, I'm not saying
just prejudge
no,
it. That's
no,
exactly what it should
no,
be.
no.
It's
I'm
like,
not.
it's
I'm
like
not saying
a
that's.
comedy getting over 50%.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not saying. I'm not saying
that.
that sounds like the quality of the movie. I'm saying that sounds like what critics and audiences would think of a movie that has this kind of style. You stupid bitch.
Play it back.
What?
Just, hey, audience,
Nate,
audience, take it back 20 seconds. Go ahead.
Nate knew what I meant.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nate knew. Stop interrupting him. He's being a good boy.
Don't do this. Where now you're just trying to you're this
Nate's a special boy.
this-
He
this
deserves
little-
to talk about the movies
this,
that he likes.
This little allegiance thing you're trying to do right now, so that you get him on your side. So later on, he argues.
Nate, you want some Pringles?
Oh my God! Don't even fucking dare. Nate, I'm sorry. Please continue.
Oh, now he's apologizing.
Yeah, I'm sorry for
Oh,
Brad.
yeah.
I'm sorry for Brad.
Yeah.
Please continue.
It's fine. I'm done. It's whatever.
See, that's what happens.
What did
you interrupt him when he's talking, and now he doesn't want to talk anymore. This is why he doesn't.
I'm-
This is why
I-
he doesn't tell you about his problems.
Yeah, and if you don't say the dumbest shit imaginable, I wouldn't have to interrupt him.
Fucking idiot.
Sorry, Nate.
I mean,
You want McDonald's later?
Brett Gelman's in it as well.
Nate, why go to McDonald's when you can have Chuck E.
We
Cheese?
can get McDonald's and Chuck E. Cheese.
You
We love each other, buddy. We love
I
each
feel
other.
like you guys are breaking up.
No, we're just we're allowed to have disagreements, and
yeah,
it's okay.
and we're allowed to have two separate
And
beds.
it's not your
You
fault.
guys
It's not your
fight-
fault.
You guys fight a lot now.
It's
Yeah.
okay, but it's passion. We're passionate.
Yeah. Sometimes Ben says shit that makes you want to murder somebody.
Sometimes Brad doesn't want to touch at night.
So this film's a lot of fun. It's very gory. It's very violent. It's about a deaf and mute boy who avenges his family's death after getting trained by a shaman. But then you figure out it's a lot more complicated than that, and the film kind of tells that story. But it's very funny. It's like I didn't expect the comedy bits to be as funny as it was.
Yeah.
And the comedy actually happens in the dialogue, not so much it's not slapsticky. It's just the sarcasm and stuff like that happens with H. John Benjamin. And so I was captivated by this film. It was a lot of fun.
Is it currently only PVOD? Is it $20?
So.
Yeah. I'll probably wait until I get it on physical media, or I can.
It was
a lower rental.
I let Finn pick a film, and this is the film he picked for us to watch on Friday night. So.
Have you been like getting him into like dabbling like with R-rated stuff?
Yeah, and obviously it's got to be a certain type of R-rated.
Because he's what, 15 now?
He's 14.
14? Yeah, that's roughly around the time that I was like starting to watch R-rated stuff on my own.
And
not because like it feels naughty. Like it's just the stuff that I was interested in happened to be R-rated.
If the language and if it's R because of language and violence, it's a little bit more permissible for me. If it's like we're watching Eyes Wide Shut, we're gonna wait a little bit longer. But
couple of months probably.
Yeah, like 15 and a half, 14 and a half.
Yeah. Hey, so Finn, sit down. We're going to watch Sliver. And this film really changed a lot of opinions for me when I was your age.
Finn, have you seen Emmanuel in Space?
Have you guys seen Emmanuel in Space?
I've seen parts.
I've seen parts of Emmanuel in Space. It really, the pause in that sentence really dictates.
I gotta tell you, the middle 10 minutes are chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. There's a couple.
What I love about that is you're telling the truth too.
There's a couple of scenes with a really velvety taco.
Oh no!
Yeah, we did it.
All right, I saw another thing called Fallout. It's a TV series.
No, you fucking
on Prime TV.
Didn't you already talk about
you
Fallout?
did talk. You already talked about this last time.
All right, then the other one that I saw
if there better be a movie.
It's a show called Tires.
What are you doing?
Oh, this is Shane Gillis' new show.
Yeah, that's not tied to a movie whatsoever. So, did you watch
Shane Gillis' show?
Did you watch any other movies?
It's actually not bad.
Did you
at
watch
all.
it?
No,
I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. It's in the vein of Mike Schur type of shows.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of heart to it. I really enjoyed it. It's only 6 episodes, which I feel like seasons are getting a little too short.
Yeah,
Like they're
I
just
agree.
getting a little too short for me.
Especially when it comes to
When
comedies.
it's a 30-minute show.
Yeah, if it's a comedy, I at least want a solid 12 episodes.
For sure.
And I'm even fine if it gets up to 20 because comedies, they're short, and I would love to see more of that.
Agreed. If you're a 30-minute sitcom, give me 20 episodes.
100%. But yeah, so a friend of the pod, actually, Charlie Young, he watched it as well, and he liked it. And he's of the same mind of Shane Gillis that kind of we've come where, like, it seems like the worst side of the audience that loves him because of what happened with SNL, they're not in on some of the jokes that he tells, and they don't realize that he's kind of making fun of them. And like he has irreverent humor, but it's not like overtly racist or offensive. It's just he's towing the line, and he's telling stuff that is like edgy comedy, and in a way where some people think like, oh, he's being funny because he's being racist. It's like he's not though. He's not. He's very
he's not. You're dumb.
Yeah, he's very smart.
You're
he knows
not
what he's
getting the
doing.
nuance of this. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. And so I'm curious to see it because I've heard that it's a funny show.
Yeah,
so.
watch it.
It is. It didn't get as highly rated reviews, though it did get a second season.
Yeah.
That I thought it should. It actually is a better show than it was reviewed.
Good.
I saw it.
Did
Did you watch it?
Whatever.
Do you feel the same way?
I got movies to talk about, guys. Some movie podcast.
Fucking guy.
I did watch it.
But if this was a TV podcast, a TV show podcast,
Yeah,
what
what
would
you
you
say?
say about it? This isn't obviously, but if it was one, let's pretend.
Yeah.
Let's put it on pretend cast.
It's like imagine you're doing like an acting exercise.
Like we're doing a bit.
Yeah, a bit. Like
it's a bit. Yeah.
So yeah, this is a bit. If we had a TV series show, what did you think about it?
I was doing a bit. I really Shane Gillis is really funny. The awkward humor is not as awkward as something like The Office. So
but there's still some awkwardness.
It's definitely awkward, but it's more outlandish. And so because it's so over the top, I can take it a little bit easier because The Office is really cringy to me, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
But something like this, where it's like I just can't imagine a scenario in which a person would really act like that. Then that I like a lot. I really do.
But Shane Gillis plays this character that kind of I think is is fine at work until he realizes that he's not overachieving in his life, right?
Yeah.
And I know people like this. And so there was some characters in this that I connected with people I know.
Yeah,
right?
he was very much the guy that the character is. He just doesn't want the things at work to change.
Yeah,
he wants to still be the man. He wants to still make fun. He doesn't want to grow up. And we've all met people like that. Anyway, this was a really fun bit.
The other film I saw was a film called Stuart Saves His Family.
Yes.
Which we reviewed for our other podcast, the 10 to 1, where with SNL now not in season, we are reviewing SNL films, and we've been doing this since the beginning, since the first SNL film, which is
Blues Brothers.
Blues Brothers, thank you. And so we're going film by film and creating an episode per film about what we thought of them. I had not seen Stuart Saves His Family, so I thought it'd be fun to bring up on Go Flix Yourself. We do a deep dive on this film in our 10 to 1 podcast, so I encourage you to listen to the most recent episode of that. But this is a film that is billed, because it is an SNL film, that has far more depth. It is a, I hate to say a dramedy, because it's not really a dramedy, but there's heart to this film that doesn't exist in a lot of other Night at the Roxbury films, right?
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed this film. The two of you watched this film as well. We've already talked about this because we already recorded that podcast. But for our listeners, for Go Flix Yourself, what did you guys think?
Yeah, no, it's a fascinating watch. It's much better than I thought it would be. It's different than I thought it would be.
This wasn't your first watch, though. It was Ben's and I's.
No, this was my first watch.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm the one that had seen it when I was a kid.
Ben saw it, yeah. So it was my first watch, and yeah, it's not as funny as you want it to be if you're expecting a Saturday Night Live movie, but it kind of works in a way if you're just looking at it as like an indie comedy, and I did enjoy it for the most part. It's still a little bit messy and shaggy in some places, but I like what it's going for, and I think that given a different framing, and maybe if it didn't come around at a time when like there were so many other SNL movies that really just took SNL characters and like gave them a movie and basically delivered the same kind of stuff, then this might have been more successful. But because it doesn't fit that framework, it feels odd, and it's not appealing to Saturday Night Live fans. It's not appealing to people who aren't Saturday Night Live fans because they don't feel like they're in on it.
This film deserves more than it got.
Yeah,
just because they don't do the classic Hollywood story of boy meets girl. There's not really a romantic angle. It's a story about.
There's not a meta angle either.
No, there's a story about a very truly dysfunctional, not dysfunctional for comedic purposes, but a real dysfunctional family with
I think real life resonance.
Absolutely. Yeah. And there are real problems that do not get resolved.
Yep.
And that if I was telling you this story, there's a movie that is powerful and there's some scenes in it that really stand out and it makes you think. And then I said, it's Stuart Saves His Family.
Yeah.
You'd be like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
This movie does that.
Go Flix Yourself. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week.
Go hang out with your girlfriend.
But no, it's authentic in its portrayal of alcoholism, how alcoholism can affect your family, childhood trauma,
the need for therapy.
Yeah, all these different things, and it's a lot more charming and touching than you would anticipate. But it is a strange hybrid because of the presence of Stuart Smalley, who originated on Saturday Night Live.
But he's not the problem with the
no,
film.
not at all.
It's your concept of what Stuart Smalley is the problem.
Exactly.
With
You're waiting for slapstick and it will never come.
Exactly.
It does not come.
I'm going to say this. We all three probably encourage you to watch this film.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's an hour and 29 minutes without the credits. You can breeze through it. It's worth your time. It is.
Yeah.
I kept on waiting for the bad part of the film, right?
Exactly.
For the film to be like, oh, this is why people don't like this film. It never happened. I finished the film like,
in the first
that was
in the first act, I was waiting for it to be very funny.
Yep.
Like or the attempt at humor that I was going to be like, oh, this is why it's bad.
Oh,
right?
they're trying too hard.
They're misfiring.
It's Pat. Again,
they
right?
took the character out of SNL and now it sucks. No, it just that humor never comes, but it was never designed by the filmmakers and the writers to come. This is a drama with a few comedic elements to it. It's great.
Yeah. So if you've not watched Stuart Saves His Family, I could not find this on any free service. Could you?
It's available on Hoopla, which is like Canopy. It's one of those streaming services that you can get
Just making
access
words
if
up.
you have a library card.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on Pinbo.
Pinbo has some great documentaries.
All right. So I was assigned a film.
Give me just 1,000-yard stare.
Half of me was trying to come up with another one, and half of me was like,
Fuck you.
no, I don't want to do this anymore.
story of my life.
I was assigned a film, but I'm only about 2/3 of the way through, so I'm gonna wait until next week.
Fucking
Hey,
hell.
listen. My mom died
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Like
off.
15 years ago.
27 years ago.
27
Yeah,
years ago.
gosh, even more.
Yeah, but she died. So
It wasn't even Mother's Day recently. It was Father's Day.
yeah, but it's still a parent. But I'm only 2/3 of the way through this puppet movie, and I really enjoy it.
Puppet movie.
But
Yeah.
I really enjoy this film.
He's just
And
gonna.
I-
We'll tease it for now.
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
talk
tease-
about
we'll
it.
tease it.
I want to
Yeah.
talk about the full film. I don't want to do what Ben does and be like,
half-assed.
Yeah,
I'm
I-
halfway through. I like it
it's
so
fine.
far,
Yeah.
but I don't know how it
So,
ends.
to be fair to
so
you, I want to finish this, and I will finish this by
I don't
next week.
sound like that at all. You guys pick the accent. It's either like, hey, everybody, I'm band.
Hi, welcome to Go Lecture Show.
or it's like, band.
well, Ben, you understand there are degrees of your stupidity, and like depending on what it is, we have a different voice for them.
Hi,
So-
everybody. Welcome to Go Lecture
Oh
Show.
no, sorry guys, I didn't watch my movie. I just sat here and shit my pants instead.
So which one is dumber?
It's 6 of one, half a dozen the other.
You just said there's degrees, and now you're just like, they're the same.
No, there's degrees in like the performance that we give to you based on what kind of stupid you're being.
Hey, Brad, what films did you watch?
Well, Nate, I watched at least like 1/4 of a movie that has one of my favorite actors in it, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He's Homestar Runner, by the way.
That is pretty Homestar Runner. You're right.
This is their website.
So I watched a new movie that hit theaters this past weekend, and it's a big boost to the box office.
Freaking killed.
Crushed,
I mean,
biggest movie of 2024 so
It
far.
has to make you feel good because you
does.
watch these things and you're afraid of films.
I saw Inside Out 2.
Hey, real quick, what do you think that? What do you think Homestar Runner would say if he saw Tracy Jordan hanging out with his friends?
Are you setting yourself up for a
No, there's a
joke?
bit.
What-
here.
what-
He's
what do you think
digging.
he would
He's
say?
digging. He's reaching. He's
It's
reaching. for-
.com.
That's pretty good.
All right, we're good. We're all friends here.
Solid 30 Rock reference.
Yeah, and a
I
solid
like-
Homestar Runner.
I like
And
it.
then, we're good.
It's
With
a
the
good
2005.
Good hybrid of
A good
timely references.
2005 references. Go
You're
ahead.
all, fuck you. You're all welcome.
So I watched Inside Out too. It's been 9 years since Inside Out came out
That
in
seems
2015.
crazy.
I know,
It still
right?
seems like a new Pixar film for me.
And so Inside Out, I think, has slowly become my favorite Pixar movie. It was always in the top
Freaking
5,
great film.
but Incredibles was my favorite for a long time. But in the years that I have rewatched Inside Out every now and then,
What was The Incredibles?
The Incredibles, yeah,
Where is my super suit? Is one of the best
it's great.
lines
It's great.
that's ever been written in a
But
Pixar film.
Inside Out is incredible in the way it
I mean,
takes
I
complex.
sobbed in that film.
Yeah, it's the way it takes complex emotions, translates them so that kids can understand them, so that adults still feel their heartstrings being tugged at in a genuine way. And
Do you feel like Inside Out, the original, but do you feel like it explained things that we felt as kids?
yeah, for sure.
That we didn't have the language. And I feel like as an adult, I go back to that and think, that's exactly what I was feeling. I just didn't know it.
No,
Right?
and that's one of the things I love about the sequel too, because in the new emotions that it introduces, especially the primary one, who is anxiety, voiced by Maya Hawke, who you might know best from the most recent season of
Ethan's
Stranger
daughter.
Things. Yeah, Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman's daughter, and she voices
Ethan.
She voices anxiety, and anxiety comes in and really kind of shake things up. Just as Joy feels like she's in a good swing by like balancing things in Riley's mind with the other emotions. And anxiety, as we all know, kind of creeps up. And when you're a teenager and you're just getting ready to enter high school and you're trying to figure things out, including yourself, anxiety can really like get a hold on you and like really wreak havoc on your personality and how you approach life and things like that.
Nah, I never dealt with it.
As I drink a little bit more.
And the
Is that a thing?
That's why I drink, yeah. No.
Yeah. Oh.
This is why I drink.
Oh,
This is why I drink.
so do you think that there's
This is
a
why-
bit of a correlation
this
with
is why-
how much you drink compared to like how much anxiety you have?
There might be. There might be. I mean, are you asking that? Are you asking or telling?
I think, guys, I think I'm pretty anxious.
But yeah, so this movie really digs into much in the like what you just said, the Inside Out kind of like digs into emotions in a way where like you realize as an adult, like, oh, this is how I felt when I was a kid. This really does that with anxiety and like the things that kids start to feel as they get older. And maybe start to struggle with like fitting in and like dealing with confrontations with their friends and like trying to understand like their identity and who they are. And it introduces some really cool new concepts in a way that like simplifies how you approach things. And it's really clever. It's really smart. I will say it's not quite as good as the first one because it loses some of that sheen because the first one is so clever how it presents the mind, and there's a lot of cool
So
things.
you've already seen that. So the lightning in the bottle effect is
You
gone.
can't. You can't fully.
Exactly.
replicate
So it doesn't by default it doesn't feel as clever as the first one. And then the other bigger problem is that the second act,
Introduces Wreck-It Ralph, which is just a really weird.
the second act is it doesn't feel like it entirely knew what it wanted to do in the middle with how the story like develops, and like but once it gets to the point where it needs to for like the third act resolution to happen, it kicks back into full gear. So it stumbles a bit in the second act, but the first act and the third act are tremendous. There's great new characters, including others besides the new emotions that you've seen in the trailer and whatnot. And the ending will again absolutely just like tear you apart, especially if you're somebody who like has dealt with anxiety and like and you know,
Ben couldn't understand that, but I have.
I don't understand.
it's just it really is. It's another like truly like emotional story that like will really cut to the core and like will make you feel all those feelings.
Because they fired the entire voice cast.
No, just Mindy Kaling.
No, is that a problem?
No, so they didn't fire. To clarify, they didn't fire the entire voice cast. Tony Hale replaced Bill Hader as Fear, and an actress named Liza Lapira replaced
they were
Mindy
paying
Kaling
him pennies.
as discussed. Yeah, Bill Hader and Mindy Kaling both wanted to be paid more because they know what other people were being paid.
Worth.
And Disney and Pixar weren't willing to do that, so they were replaced as part of the voice cast. And Tony Hale works as a great replacement for Bill Hader. He's a little more broad in his portrayal of Fear. There's not the same subtlety that Bill Hader brought to certain aspects of the character. Liza Lapira, to me, is not as good as Mindy Kaling, simply because Mindy Kaling has a very way of being very pointed in how she says things as discussed, and you don't get that same sharp feeling in the way that Liza Lapira says them. She has it down mostly in a general sense, but
this is an interesting switchover only because you're asking actors that are coming in and you're saying, hey, you need to sound pretty much exactly like the readings and the
because
intonation.
there's a character there that you
exactly.
have to...
This isn't your take on this character. This is this character, right? So, which is also surprising to me that then they use somebody like Tony Hale when you could have paid like probably somebody that through open casting you could have found somebody with that voice that could have done it for even less.
But I think
so if this is already saving money. Then why?
Well, I think that
Tony Hale was willing to do it at the cost that Bill Hader.
And I think that
denied.
I think that's more of a testament too of like the art of voice work too. In that a big aspect of voice work too is not necessarily always having a voice that, at least if you're replacing somebody or trying to replicate a certain performance, you don't necessarily always have to match the voice 100%. It's about matching like the vibe or like the how character feels.
The tone in a sense.
And Fear very much has a vibe and a style that is very similar to Forky in Toy Story 4, which is a character that Tony Hale voiced in that movie.
Okay, I'm not sure.
And so that's not Forky.
This guy,
I don't know who that is.
No,
I don't know who that
He's
is.
like, oh, I'm Forky. I don't know about all this, guys.
I mean, as
right?
I think our listeners know, for me to say this is something, you're bad at impressions.
Forky is always panicking, and so like that's a big.
God, I don't know, guys. Whoa!
You sound like Mr. Bill.
No, Mr. Bill is like, oh, I'm Mr. Bill. Hey,
that's just similar to what you were doing before.
No, Forky's more like, hey, how's it Forky?
All you're doing is just shaking your body more.
Well, what's Forky sound like then?
He sounds like Tony Hale.
Can you really not do a Forky?
I just don't want to.
You can't do it.
Anyway.
So speaking of this film,
I win. I fucking win just because I tried.
You got to voice act in this film.
Well, not in the film.
Oh, yeah,
but,
Brad's in the film.
No, I was a little hurt by seeing this on Twitter. Because on X, because I don't think he ever told us that he did.
I think no. I told you guys that before I went to Pixar that was one of the things that we're going to get to do.
Nope.
And I found that out online, and it hurts me when I find out things about you online.
One of my best friends, Bradley, does something, and
we tell each other everything.
I'm one of Ben's best friends, and he calls me Bradley.
Yeah, I'm one of the only ones that knows your real full name.
What is my real full name?
Bradley.
That's it.
Yeah, Bradley Glendora Oman.
Oh well, when you're right, you're right. I guess.
Glendoman.
Yeah. So
a little hurt by that.
We're both a little hurt.
So at the end of March, I went to Pixar Animation
Which
Studios.
we knew. We did know that.
We knew you were going.
I went for a press junket. The Pixar does these early press days where you get to go. They usually show you like the first act of the movie. Sometimes some other clips sprinkled throughout. It just depends on what their approach is. You get to talk to the filmmakers. They have a bunch of cool presentations that dig into like how the movie developed, animation techniques, all this stuff.
You should bring Ben and I next time.
Sure. This was the first time that they ever offered this on one that I attended, where they had a situation set up where they had one of their senior recording engineers there. And you got to actually go into the recording booth and do lines as a character from the movie.
You have to do as characters. Sorry.
That was that night.
I thought that
it's not DreamWorks. Cocaine. But so they have it set up where they have like a small clip and like you're doing the voice and you're doing it into the microphone and everything. And I was really excited about this because I
could tell by the way you were really excited.
Ever since I was a kid, I've loved cartoons and like in the back of my mind I've always like wanted to do like something like that because I like doing weird voices. I like being silly.
But not Forky?
Fucking
no, but
you're just setting yourself up here.
No, you know what it is I don't want to put a voice out there and then have it come off like fucking Yogi Bear and the Mob and then like, look like a fucking dipshit.
I don't look like a dipshit. I don't at all. It's a fun voice. I had a good time doing it. I don't regret it. Goebbels.
You do well with voices.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
What are you?
And see, me and Nate are just friends.
Nice guy. I'm the nice guy of this podcast. We know that.
I knew this was going to happen.
But
no, stop. Before the podcast
you
was recorded,
call us,
I called this whole fucking thing, and now it's happening. And you guys are just acting like you're gonna. Oh, let's have a serious little conversation about Pixar. And meanwhile, Ben's a man on an island over here, and he's wrong somehow.
This is
you two dumb motherfuckers.
I
called this shit.
This is what we call anxiety.
I am so. I don't know what to do without
our listeners think we actually didn't talk about. We talked about this before the podcast.
Yes.
Ben talked about us kind of tag teaming against him in the podcast.
Yes.
And he was a little worried about it.
And because I saw what Brad was doing as he was sitting in that stupid fucking chair and looking over at your dumb, stupid face, and you were having this conversation, and I'm like, you're falling for it, Nate. Why are you falling for it?
I think.
And here we are,
Brad
2 hours later,
does a good job with voices.
Right
That's
there.
what I was saying.
Hey,
you know what?
Brad and his fucking voices. Here we go again with how good Brad is. And meanwhile, he won't even try to do Forky, and it's not even that fucking hard to do. Hey, I'm Forky. Like it's not that hard.
It's not Forky.
Well, then what is Forky? What is it?
Hey,
and he's still, what am I doing?
Ben, I think you do good with voices too.
Don't do that.
You do great.
No, I'm not. I'm not you. I'm not falling for that shit.
I think you do a great job with voices.
All right, continue with your stupid fucking visit. Oh my god.
So I visit.
Your fucking stupid Pixar visit.
Oh, you visited my grandma.
So I didn't know what character they were gonna have us do. They just said that you'd get to like put your voice to a character in the movie, and I was thinking that what they might do is let us like put our voice to one of the new characters because the character that people aren't familiar with yet, it would be a little bit easier to come up with a new voice. Like if I were able to like do my version of anxiety,
Maya Hawks,
or something like that, like that would have been like really fun. But at the same time, you have a limited like window of like what you need to do. And then the other challenging thing about this is that they already have a finished clip, and you have to say your lines in the exact same timing as has already been established by the actor who already did it. So the character that they had us do was Joy.
But you were really hoping for like I hope there's a character called Pretentious. I got to do my own voice.
What character would you want to do, Ben? Drunk?
How old is the girl in the film? in this one?
She's 13.
She's going into high school, right?
Yes, that I really do want to do drunk. A drunk 13-year-old. Hey, Mr. Johnson, I turned in a massage report. Go fuck yourself.
You know how 13-year-olds are.
When they're drunk? Yeah.
How old were you when you got drunk for the first time?
15.
Really?
Yeah. Drinking beer on a roof.
How old were you?
I was 17.
How old are you? 38?
I had
39?
No, so I have older brothers, and they drank a lot in high school, and so I don't know if I was drunk, but they used to give me a lot of Everclear when I was.
Oh my god!
Like,
Wait a minute.
when I was like 12.
Wait a minute. Did you say I don't know if I was drunk?
Yeah,
but then you use the word Everclear, which
Yeah.
is grain, 99% grain
Yeah,
alcohol.
seriously.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if I was.
You were fucking hammered.
I'll bet you got
I can
blitzed.
handle a lot.
I
but
can hear.
That 12-year-old Nate was handling his liquor.
I'm
He's
not
like,
a
you know what?
wuss."
You know what? If Becca wants to go hold hands with Brian, then she can hold. What am I, pussy? I'll let that happen. I'm
That's
a
fine.
man.
I'll save my fruit lofts for somebody else.
That's fine. I will. So what I got?
think
So what I got cut from JV.
The first time I
don't
remember being drunk, I think I was 17.
Okay.
17.
The first time you remember because you blacked out a lot at 12 with Everclear.
You guys didn't have older brothers that drank a lot, so
No, I was the older brother that drank a lot. I caused Alex, my younger brother, to have a problem.
He still is the older brother who drinks a lot.
This is so fun. Yeah, why don't you go voice fucking being
Hey,
alone?
You're good enough. You're smart enough. Doggone it, people like.
Yeah,
you.
but it's not you two.
I love you.
Yeah, I love you.
No, I don't think you do right now. I think this is Kahoots. this is, and you can't see me, but I'm pointing with my pinky and my index finger.
You're doing
Hold
like
on.
a,
Hey,
like a University of Texas.
yeah, like a hook 'em horns,
the
but
horn
instead I'm going
horns.
side to side because like Kahoots. Do it right now in your car. Kahoots.
Coots.
Yeah,
That's fun. That's fun.
But
It's fucking Kahoots.
Coots.
so they had us.
Hey, everyone.
voice.
Don't do it
Coots.
cute like that. No, you're turning it into a very effeminate thing, which I didn't do at all.
Everyone.
Oh, hey, buddy. Kahoots.
Hey, everyone.
I'm not.
Hey, everyone, do it with me at home. Coots.
That's not. I was doing it side to side like a man.
Hey, everyone. Hey, if you're listening at home in the car when you're driving, do it with us. Do the hook 'em horns, but say Coots.
No, but it's not. It's side to side. It's back and forth.
Coots, everyone. Coots.
It's like pointing to two people. God,
Coots.
you guys are the fucking worst tonight.
So they had
This
us
is
voice.
the worst podcast.
They had us voice Joy, and I don't sound anything like Amy Poehler. And Amy Poehler gives such an exuberant
She's
performance
amazing.
as Joy.
Like she's genuinely
Yeah,
amazing.
and so
with this.
That's by the way, and this is not a bit. She's perfectly
Yeah,
cast.
unbelievable.
I mean, her voice, her demeanor, genuinely,
Yep, yep.
is that. I love that.
And so when we get in there, like, and I find out we're doing Joy, I kind of have like a mini like
Anxiety
what-
attack.
Yeah, like what the fuck am I gonna do with this? And so like very quickly I had to like really figure out like what I wanted to do with my voice, especially since I realized that we had to be timing it exactly as to how the line was in the so basically all I did was I just made my voice slightly higher pitched so that like so that I
I've seen
sounded
the video. It's not slightly. You went pretty high.
You went to, hey, bro.
but I didn't. I didn't.
bet.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's really like what it came close to, and like, but because I didn't want to intentionally try to make myself sound like if I was doing a girl voice, I just wanted to sound more higher pitched, as if it were like
hey, it's me, Brad.
having a
good day.
kind of like a gender
Hey,
neutral
you're
version
good
of
at
Joy.
impressions.
Don't even.
And so it's the most challenging thing was so it's kind of like karaoke the way they have you do it. They have a screen inside the recording booth. You have the line in front of you in text, and then they have like a little metronome line that goes across so that you know when you have to hit each syllable, basically. And so that was the most challenging thing. And you get to do each line a few times because it was like, okay, like that was good, but like try doing it like with a little more of this.
I
Like
don't know why you're looking at me. I do voiceover work all the time.
there was one specific moment where like I had to do like a surprised like gasp half scream, and I did it the first time, and he was like let's push a little more into like make it bigger, and it was just a lot of fun. Like it made me
felt
wish I
like-
could spend like a
felt like
whole
you
day.
did it
No,
better on the first take than most people.
Oh, it was awesome.
Oh,
Like
thank
watching you do it, and this is honest again, not a bit. Like that exact scene you're talking about. I watched that like 3 times. I rewound it because I was like, you did it, and it's like, of course you don't know what you're doing. You've
Yeah.
never done this. He gives you a note, and you do it, and you just hear, and he's like, "Yeah, no, that's it." Like, and you could tell he actually meant it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this guy gets it.
And Brad's like, I could do this forever.
It was so cool, man. You crushed that. I
Thanks,
was
guys.
honestly so happy.
And I mean this like with all sincerity. I wish you were as good at this podcast as you were at that.
No, and I mean this with all sincerity. This is not a bit. I wish you cared as much about this podcast as you did about that. I wish you took a modicum of that sincerity.
Yeah, you could tell.
You saw he was a little nervous.
No, you could tell.
He was like trying
He's
his
like,
best.
I'm going to try to do my best.
I need to impress people, and then you get him here, and he sits down, and they're just dead behind the eyes. He's on his phone.
What do you guys want to talk about?
90% of the time. And
We're
then,
going to
and
do
then
this
like,
or not? We're going to do this?
Hey, Brad, last 3 times. Hey, Brad, what trailers? I don't know. Let's see what's out there. It used to be we'd get a text days in advance.
Prancer 3's coming out. Let's talk about Prancer 3.
Here's the trailers, and then sometimes they'll be like, well, what about this one? Oh yeah, I guess it did come out. We should watch that one too. You've not
watched this one.
Given
It
up.
sucks. It stars Matt Damon.
I will say this: if we had a podcast that was Pixar quality, I'd probably care more.
Oh, that's a broken Windows theory right there. Don't do that.
No, because
this is
I
not-
don't know what that means, but it is a broken Windows series.
It's a psychological concept that if you walk into a neighborhood that
oh,
already,
here's Ben using his IU degree.
that already has broken windows, then you're going to treat the place like shit. But
Yeah,
if the windows
that's
are
exactly
broken,
what this
so
is.
you think that because it's trash, I'm going to treat it like trash. That doesn't just because it's trash doesn't mean you can't make it better. You can fix those windows.
I love that I'm the one who doesn't care about the podcast when I'm the one who's like, when do we record again? You guys are like, I don't know. I got to fucking go sit around and just
We got jobs. We got
beat
jobs.
my
Real
dick against
jobs.
a brick wall.
No,
Yeah,
because we got to pay our bills.
Oh, here, because Nate, you know why? Because we don't get paid to go to fucking Pixar.
To just dick around with the
We
microphone.
have voice actor in Pixar movies.
We all have to accept the choices we've made, I guess.
Nate's doing the Lord's work, literally. I'm
Literally.
over here saving people's houses.
But by the way, do you see how we've paired together
I
now?
actually do that.
I did that for you.
It's a fun little switch.
Yeah, it is.
Switcheroo.
Yeah, I like when things work out for me.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate
No,
it.
you did
No,
right.
it was awesome.
It was a
man.
lot of fun.
Yeah, now we're back.
If
I'm
you
like,
want
yeah.
to, if you want to see, I wrote a whole article about the experience on slashfilm.com, and that's where you can see the video. I uploaded it to my YouTube, and you can check it out, and you'll be able to see both the clip with my voice in it, and then also video of me actually recording the voice in the
And
sound
if you
booth.
love our Brady Bear as much as we do, watch it because he has a lot of fun. You could tell.
Yeah, and honestly, if you can't find it, you just go to. I retweeted it, so you'll probably see it there.
No,
More than
yeah, I mean,
/film.com.
you have a lot of followers.
I've got so many dozens of followers.
Yeah, absolutely. They call you King Twitter now.
They do. That's
No,
actually what
King X.
Elon Musk wanted to be called. From now on, I would like to be called King Twitter.
So yeah, Inside Out 2 is fantastic. If you haven't seen it yet, go to theaters to see it, as a lot of
Everyone's
people
seen it.
did.
Everyone's
Tons of
seen
people
it,
saw
yeah.
it. So
Don't miss out on Inside Out 2. I'm Forky.
thanks, Goofy.
That's not goofy.
That's not
Mickey.
goofy. What?
What?
You said goofy.
Yeah, I know, on purpose, because it didn't sound anything
no,
like Goofy.
no, you fucked up.
You messed up.
Don't you
fucked up.
fucking do
No.
that. Don't you fucking do
really
that.
messed
No,
up
because you
here.
thought I was
You thought
going
he sounded like
you thought
Goofy.
I was
You
going
thought
to
he
be.
No,
sounded like
it's
Goofy.
clearly Mickey.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. So
I know, and I said Goofy to make you sound
Nope.
stupid.
Nope.
No.
You fucked
you
up.
don't
Oh,
get
you thought he
fucked
sounded
up.
like that's how you thought Goofy sounds like.
Because oh boy, that's Mickey, and you thought I was doing that. Admit it.
No, because not true.
Oh, you
No,
son of a-
Goofy sounds like this.
That's not how Goofy sounds
No?
like.
Who's that?
What? Did you?
No, it's not real, idiot. Of course, it's supposed to be Elmer Fudd.
That's not Elmer
That's
Fudd.
an Elmer
Well,
Fudd.
I didn't use any R's because the words
Yeah.
that I had didn't have any R's in them.
No, and
but
it's not fun to make
That's
fun of a
not-
speech impediment.
It's not a speech impediment. He's an idiot.
No, it is a speech impediment. Oh,
Well, Elmer Fudd has a speech.
I don't know if you guys know this, but my girlfriend's an SLP, and she talks about the R.
You're
problem.
who?
I have a girlfriend.
Girlfriend.
You sound like Vincent D'Onofrio in Men in Black, describing your girl. My girlfriend likes sugar and water.
My girlfriend, Evelina.
Evelina likes sugar and water. Fuck you.
Oh my goodness.
We're having a good time.
Well, thanks for listening.
I also watched a movie assigned to me by my buddy Ben. And
Isn't he still your buddy?
he's pretty good. He's not bad.
Finish his drink, thanks.
If Ben followed on his original dream to become a police officer, he would be Brendan Gleeson in The Guard. So if you've never heard of The Guard before, I wouldn't blame you because this movie was kind of like it's a little bit more of a low key. It feels like an indie even though it's not. But that's because it's more of like a European film.
I mean, it's
Essentially,
an indie, right? It's only a $6 million budget.
Yeah, well, so the definition of indie,
Yeah,
like,
I don't know what defines an
indie has
film
come to
anymore.
define more of a style than like the literal definition of indie, where if it's not produced by a studio, and this very well might not have been produced by a studio. I don't know, especially when it comes to movies that come from the
This
UK
film
and
has.
stuff.
I've not seen this, but this film has one of my favorite actors in it, Mark Strong. I love Mark Strong in films.
You know, I like Mark Strong, but I feel like
Is he not great in this?
No, he's good in general, but I feel like he has one speed.
Oh no, I know. And
Yeah.
I
And
like
that
that
speed
speed.
is strong.
I like that speed.
So this movie is written and directed by John Michael McDonough, who is the brother of the filmmaker who made Banshees of Inisherin, and like you've probably heard.
So he's got a more successful brother.
Yeah, in
He-
Bruges.
He does, yeah. Martin McDonough is his brother. Yeah, In Bruges is another one. And so
And, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
When I saw this movie in 2011.
Yep.
When I saw this movie, I thought it was not a follow up to In Bruges, but I thought it was the same director
Oh, interesting.
because and then
It
when I
has a
looked
similar vibe.
Yeah,
you
and
know.
when I
This
looked it up, I was like, "Oh, that's not him."
This
And
is the
I
guy
actually
that-
didn't put two together that they were fucking
This
brothers.
is the guy that did Calvary.
Yes.
Did you guys see Calvary?
Yeah, Calvary's
I did
great.
not.
It's a freaking great film.
So
So
interestingly,
you're gonna like The Guard then, Nate?
so interestingly, although The Guard is much more.
What's the better film?
The Calvary is a better film, but The Guard is funnier.
Funnier.
because it's intentionally
No,
made to be
Calvary's not very funny.
funny. Yeah. So The Guard is The Guard is basically if the Coen brothers made Hot Fuzz.
Oh, I'm interested.
Brendan Gleeson plays a cop. He's very Irish. And Don Cheadle is someone who works at the FBI, and they're coming over because there's been a string of murders, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. Brendan Gleeson is also very much a like small town cop who like doesn't give a shit what
Doesn't
anybody
give a
thinks
shit.
at all. He has some racist tendencies, but like in a funny, darkly
Okay.
comedic way.
Oh, I get it.
Now-
I
now-
get it.
oh,
Why
now I'm
Ben
pulling
loves
back.
it. I
Hey,
get it. Why the Ben
Motherfucker,
Ben
like
loves this.
you set that up. In 5 minutes, I'm about
I
to drop
get-
the hammer, and because I agreed.
Hey, Brad.
I was like, yeah, no, he's kind of a bigger guy that like doesn't give a shit because his dreams didn't really pan out, and he's just like kind of doing whatever he
Say
wants.
no more, Brad. I get why Ben loves this film.
But no, fun. It's funny. I think
You know what, Nate? No, you know what? No, you like the movie Calvary more because it's like what's sadder than horse war? Nothing.
Also, I'm pretty sure Brendan Gleeson plays a priest in the movie too.
He does, yeah.
So there you go.
Whatever.
Biases from both of you.
Horse war.
You guys each have your.
Racist, person of authority, and priest. Yes, so we get.
Oh my! Oh yeah, he paints that picture like it was better. I don't know.
I think I saw this movie when it came out, but I forgot.
Oh.
But I forgot almost everything about it.
That's not.
Why do we update the list, Nate?
I don't understand.
No, but that's
And
the thing.
he's always such
No,
a
no.
little jerk about the whole thing.
But I
you guys
that's-
need to update your film list.
no,
You
but
need to update your film list.
even in going back and updating it, like I wouldn't have marked this because I didn't remember a fucking thing about it. So like I'm glad I rewatched it because it was like watching the movie for the
That's
first
what I'm
time
gonna
all
do
over
for all
again.
the films. Like I have not seen Star Wars.
Something about the war in the stars. I don't know. I'm gonna check
You
it
know,
out.
I think I did see this, but I'm really glad I rewatched it.
This
You've had a couple movies that like
This-
you said no I didn't mark it because I haven't seen it since I
this
was like
Lucas
6.
Skyliner guy. I'm behind him 1,000%.
Lucas Skyliner is a classic Star Wars character.
He is.
But no, this movie is really funny. It has a great like crime center to it as well. It's
I
got-
want to
It's
see this
fun.
film.
It's fun.
I want to
it
see
is.
this.
It's really fun. It's Nate, you'll like it a
this-
lot.
No, I will. Yeah. Actually, I'll do it right now.
Just go watch it.
That's your next movie.
Yeah, okay, I will.
I'm supposed to give you a movie,
Yep,
so that's
I
your
will.
next movie.
All right.
Just go watch it.
No,
I know,
now
but he's giving it
here's
to
what I
me
like
as a
about that.
film.
I'm off the hook already for next
Exactly.
week.
He already
Lazy.
'cause- No, I know.
Not
but
lazy. No, it's not
it's
lazy.
hard because you have to go
Because
through 3,000 films.
That's a good film, and he should watch it.
Yeah.
She should, but just watch it independently.
I know, but he's giving
Well,
it to me
you
as
said
an
it wasn't an
assignment.
independent film.
Ugh, you fucking dipshit.
It's a buddy cop comedy. Who doesn't like a buddy cop comedy?
Thank you.
It is. It's very very good. It's
Don Cheadle's good.
yeah, he's great. Everyone's great.
Yeah,
in it.
it's-
R.I.P.
Don Cheadle's not dead.
Yet
But
What, are
he
you
will-
planning something?
He will die.
Are you planning something?
I'm not gonna criminate myself.
Who's going to die first? Brendan Gleeson or Don Cheadle?
You know the answer to that question.
It's definitely Catcher's Myth ears Brendan Gleeson.
no.
I love the man, but those things, I could sleep in them.
Oh yeah,
He's got hammocks for ears.
yeah. He's hang gliding without a parachute.
I don't get it. Like, if Dumbo had to be played by a human, they could just cast him.
He's got big floppy ears.
They're huge.
Just
Google
ginormous.
Brendan Gleeson ears, and you will be shocked.
Yeah. If you Google Brendan Gleeson's ears in Google Images, it asks if you want to turn off your safe search results.
He just always looks like he's wearing a pair of flesh earphones. They're just so bulbous now. Also slightly droopy for some reason.
God. This isn't technically TV, but it's also not a movie either.
On.
But I'm going to bring this up here because I've been trying to watch a little more stand-up recently because there's stuff that I just have
That's
missed.
It's not a movie.
I literally just said that, so you're not telling
Yeah,
anybody
but like
anything
we
new.
don't do this.
Do what?
No, you don't do this. I think Brad and I do this.
Okay, let's get
we
to
do
it then.
this.
So did you?
And you're a fan of stand-up, so you're wanting this.
No, I'm not. But let's get
You're
through
secretly wanting this.
Did you guys watch any of John Mulaney's Everybody's in L.A.?
Hey, you seen Chris D'Elia's new?
I've
stuff?
not seen that show on Netflix. No.
So during the Netflix is a Joke Festival, John Mulaney did a live talk show on 5 or 6 different days during the festival in Los Angeles, and
Nightly.
Yeah, it was live.
I heard it was great.
It felt like a throwback to like Dick Cavett, and when talk shows used to be a little more.
By the way, a throwback to Dick Cavett. Were you alive when Dick Cavett was doing his show?
No, but like I've seen.
It also wasn't great.
It wasn't. Here,
I heard a lot of people loved it.
Here's the thing. It wasn't great like in a way that like it was this flawless piece of comedy. It was great in the sense that like
The attempt was great.
It felt unhinged. It felt
Authentic.
a little chaotic.
Yes.
It felt a little unorganized. Yeah. It had it had the vibe of old school talk shows where like they didn't try and plan every single bit, or like Jimmy Fallon.
See, I disagree.
Jimmy Fallon they had planned
didn't-
bits.
No, apparently, from what I understand, they didn't used to have producers that would call the guest before and say,
Exactly.
"What do you want to talk about?"
Exactly. Or like they didn't have people. Jimmy Fallon's crew playing. Okay, we're gonna play fucking Twister with Taboo, and you're gonna do impressions.
I think
Yada,
that,
yada, yada.
I think that everybody's giving this thing so much more credit than is due because of that fact. Like, yeah, but like it's just not planned, so like you can't. But
No,
some
but
of it should have been
But
planned.
Johnny
better
Carson
because
wasn't
there
planned,
was
and he
so
did it well.
much
Yeah.
awkward,
No, but there
just
is
dead
yes,
air that nothing happened.
I don't disagree.
and
but
I'm sitting there bored out of my fucking mind.
I don't disagree.
You didn't love it.
But also, honestly, Mulaney, clearly cares what people think about his comedy, right? And sometimes you could just see it in his mind, like this isn't going well, and I'm not having a good time.
No, that's the drugs.
And I didn't like that.
No, I totally agree with you, but I liked the unpredictability, and
Agree.
I liked the spontaneity that came from it. Even though it
it's
wasn't
refreshing in the world of
exactly
of talk shows.
it
now.
wasn't always good, and it wasn't always funny. Some of the guests were total duds. Some of the conversations were
I
really
think
boring.
This could be so much better when the format was wrong. They should have recorded it live and then just edited it down there was.
I get
and
that.
again, this was and not to like reshoot anything,
Sure.
but just edit it so that like the stuff that really failed and fell on its ass, it wasn't so bad that it was good. It was just awkward.
that 20-minute
So
20-minute interview shouldn't be cast.
Yeah,
you should only show 5 minutes of that 20 minutes.
I want that time back because the highs weren't as high to make me put up with the lows. That's all.
That's fair.
I don't entirely agree with that. But anyway, I brought up John Mulaney's Everybody's in L.A. to bring up the fact that I watched a stand-up special from Stavros Halkias.
Oh my god! I just talked
dude
about
is-
TV for like
the
fucking
dude is
5
hitting
minutes.
it
I
high
hate
right
you
now.
both so much.
Yeah, I hadn't seen any of his stand-up. I
You know what
recognized
he's in?
him.
Hey, what show is he in, Ben?
Is he in Tires?
He's in Tires.
He's in tires.
Nice.
He's entirely in tires.
So yeah, Stavros Halkias. He has a stand-up special on Netflix, and I'd heard about him recently. I liked him on the John Mulaney show, and I just wanted to see what his special was like. And he's very funny. Have you watched his special at all?
I have not watched him, and he's blowing up like everywhere.
Yeah,
So
he's very
I'm
much
intrigued.
He's like if like you're like a skeezy uncle.
Well, can't wait to watch that.
No, but
Hey, remember when
we already have one of those. We're
remember
fine.
when your Uncle Jerry used to lick your girlfriend's hand and be like, well, the reaction that she does, that's you got to keep her or not.
No,
That's
by
a
the
true
way-
skeezy uncle.
Is
No,
that
he-
true?
That's true.
oh god, no, but he feels
R.I.P. Jerry Konowitz.
he feels like a dirtbag in a very charming way.
R.I.P. Jerry Konowitz.
He
People love Jerry Konowitz.
They
by the
do.
way. Yep.
he's very raunchy. He's very funny, but he
Go on.
he has
I was
some
gonna
really
say.
really sharp like observations about like just like certain
Jerry didn't really have those.
social and like sexual things and whatnot. He's he has so much confidence, but he's also very self-deprecating. Like I wish I could be as confident as a guy who looks like Stavros Halkias. But like he has one annoying habit that kind of like frustrated me, and he has a tendency to too frequently laugh at his own jokes, and not in a cocky way. It's obvious that it's a natural thing that he has. It's just he does it too often, and it's too repetitive. And
like when Dave Chappelle slaps the fucking mic.
No,
against his knee.
that's more annoying.
That's so
yeah, because that's full on arrogance.
Even when I didn't have a problem with him with the trans stuff and all, even before that, when he started doing that and wearing his fucking name on his jumpsuit shit, like he's just too big for himself.
Yeah, it's that's full on arrogance. This you can tell it's authentic laughter when he's doing it. It's just that he does it too often, and it feels kind of annoying.
Gotcha.
But he's very funny. If you haven't checked it out, it's called Fat Rascal, and it's very,
That's a great name, by the way.
Great name for him, yeah, but
yeah, very funny. So, but check it out.
Hey, Brad, if you had a comedy special, what would you name it?
Oh gosh, that's a really good question.
Would it be Fat Rascal 2?
Electric Boogaloo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably.
Boogaloo.
Boogaloo?
Electric Boogaloo.
Ugh.
It'd be,
you don't pick your nose? You don't pick your nose?
No, I would call it Fat Rascal, but it would just be me on a rascal scooter.
Guys, I have a question.
Okay.
When's the last time you picked your nose and you were surprised?
Today?
Really?
Yeah.
Like you had a big one?
Well, I had an itch.
That's the thing about boogers is you can't share it with people, but sometimes you do get impressed.
You get an itch on the inside of your nose. It happens. So I stuck my finger into my nose because I had an itch, and then there was a nice hard
Was it ready to be picked? Was it ripe?
Larger than life. I'm going, where? I didn't feel that in my nose. That shouldn't be up there.
Was it one of those, though, that you pick it and then all of a sudden you can breathe?
It was one of those where I was like, oh, this is tissue level.
Oh.
So I blew my nose, and honestly, I was like, I didn't know I was congested.
Like it has nerve endings.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
in a root system.
No, it always sucks when you feel you have something in your nose where it's dry, but you get it, but then you got the dry part, but then there's also a big wet glob of snot. Yeah, it's like, oh, god damn it.
Yeah.
Why, God?
Darn it, this is going to taste weird. Huh?
I've never been a booger eater.
Oh, every day.
Ugh.
Did you, when you were little, did you eat boogers?
Oh, yeah, I did.
No, I
definitely never got that. Never understood that.
Yeah, no, I was a booger eater.
No. I like the taste of blood, though.
Oh, I'm not
Are
that.
you kidding?
What are we doing? Oh, we haven't. Holy shit! We just full disclosure, guys, listener. We Brad coughed. We had to pause. Nate went upstairs to pee, and we're like, you know what? And we're all talking about time. All of us. Well, I told Ashley I was gonna be done by 8, and Nate's like, I gotta pick my daughter up. We gotta get going. And they're like, I like the taste of blood, though.
What's the last movie you saw, dipshit?
By the way, and also, this is how our conversations usually go off,
off the air. Exactly. So anyway, I love blood.
But also, I think he's serious.
No, I do. I
don't want to talk about this.
I get cut my finger. I love sucking on it.
You really like the taste of blood?
Yeah, it's salty. What's the last movie you saw, dipshit?
I watched after we saw Bad Boys in the theater.
Yeah, we talked about that last.
We talked about it last time.
I said after that. Calm down.
We have to do a previously on Ben recap.
There's context. My God.
Okay, here we
I
go.
watched Bad Boys and Bad Boys 2.
Great.
What the fuck is this?
You're the one who's like, we don't have time.
No, it's holy shit. Well, I read a book about World War II. Well, who the fuck cares about World War II? I watched Saving Private Ryan. I just wanted to.
I mean, actually, we'd care more about that than.
I watched Bad Boys. I watched Bad Boys 2.
Mm-hmm.
Bad Boys 2 is it's a better movie than the Rotten Tomatoes score paints it to be.
What's the Rotten Tomatoes score for Bad Boys 2?
I like Bad Boys 2.
It's not good. I
Really?
think it's in the 30s.
There's parts of Bad Boys 2 I like better than Bad Boys 1.
Bad Boys 2 is an incredible action movie.
It is, but I think that when it came out, I think it was. There's a lot of product placement. It's very.
I don't care.
No, I know, but I think that critics kind of blasted.
I wonder if at that point there wasn't an appreciation for Michael Bay in the way that there is now.
Yeah. He was still not necessarily an up and comer, but like
Right.
he was still a bombastic asshole in
Yeah.
the whatever.
Bad Boys has a 44% rating
yeah,
on Rotten
that's too
Tomatoes.
low.
Bad Boys 2 has a 24%.
24%.
Jesus.
Yeah, Bad Boys has only
That's
44,
ridiculous.
which is honestly too low there.
Bad Boys 2 is the best
Well,
of the franchise.
let's talk-
I actually,
Really
thank
quickly.
you for saying that. I actually really like
Bad
Bad
Boys
Boys
2 is no, that's what I'm saying. It's awesome.
Yeah.
The mansion they literally blew up because they found a mansion that was going to be demolished so that somebody could build a new one.
Yep.
They got to blow up a real mansion.
Yeah.
And you can tell it's awesome.
It is.
That scene alone. And just it's over the top, but it's supposed to be, man.
Exactly.
Like, and then like there's scenes where Martin Lawrence he takes ecstasy accidentally, and so he's got to talk to Captain
Oh,
Howard.
I think it's hilarious.
It's so fun.
Yeah,
It's so
it
fun.
is.
No, so the original Bad Boys, the buddy cop thing had been done, quite a few times by now. In the black community, it had not been done really.
Right.
So this was that. The first time that happened, and the crossover appeal to just mainstream, everybody wants to watch a blockbuster about cops kicking ass.
Yep.
Give it Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. Oh my God,
Yeah.
is that a fun fucking movie?
Yep.
It's got a good villain. They have it's Fast and the Furious style stuff at the end with the car. It's just a good film. I think that the only problem that I had honestly with the first Bad Boys is that they spend way too much of the movie impersonating each other.
Yeah.
So they start off if you've never seen Bad Boys, there's a witness that witnesses a murder. She knows single Mike Lowry, which is Will Smith's character, Mike Lowry.
Yeah.
And everybody says it like that because he's the man, and he's rich. He's got a trust fund. Doesn't need to be a cop. He's very wealthy on his own. He just chooses to be a cop. And you got Martin Lawrence, who's a family man. It's a Riggs and Murtaugh type situation without the age gap. So Téa Leoni plays a friend of a hooker who gets murdered. She's in kind of witness protection at Mike Lowry's apartment, but she's being told that Martin Lawrence's character is Will Smith's character.
Right.
That's fine, but it's about, I'm not joking, it's about 66% of the way through the movie where she finally finds out that that's not the case, and that went on way too long. It was getting really tired.
That's fair.
Other than that, though, the action scenes are incredible, whatever. Bad Boys 2 is like going from Terminator to Terminator 2 insofar as the action.
Yeah.
They just go crazy with it.
For sure.
And it's bombastic and over the top, and I loved it. So fuck you if you don't like it.
There you go.
And then I watched Woody the Woodpecker again.
Oh my God.
No, I'm just
it's
joking.
fucking-
I did watch the movie I was assigned, who assigned me a movie?
Nate.
What'd you give me?
Wow.
Bottle Rocket. Sorry.
Yep.
Yes. Sorry.
First Wes Anderson film.
Yes. And I watched.
By the way, do you like Wes Anderson or no?
So
Because I can't tell if you would or
he's-
not. I
he's
bet Brad does.
as far as
Oh, Wes
directors are
Anderson.
concerned, he's fine. It's just like I get his style. I don't love the fact that like I can just he is so saturated as a director where it has to be centered. It's got to be his style, and there's no room for any play. Like it's a little boring now to watch that. I mean, I like the dialogue, but I know what I'm getting into with that, and I know exactly what to expect. There's never going to be a surprise in a Wes Anderson film as far as that. It's always going to be cleverly written. I'm always going to enjoy it, but I could never say that it's one of my favorite films of all time is a Wes Anderson film. Royal Tenenbaums is his best, and it's very, very funny. But that was early on in his career, and now there's just more of the same. For me personally, I'm sure I'll get a lot of hate for that. Maybe that is a hot take. I don't know, but he's just not my favorite.
Have you seen The French Dispatch?
Yes,
And you think that was like not like a departure?
it's a bit of a departure, but it's still. I mean,
It's still very Wes Anderson, but like,
it's
but he
very
does,
saturated,
but he still does like a lot more things that like you wouldn't necessarily expect in a Wes Anderson way.
That's fair, but it just the overarch of it being a Wes Anderson film is just heavy always, and it's like watching an actor act, and you're like, oh, that's Johnny Depp instead of that's the character.
The thing about
That's
Bottle
how I feel
Rocket,
about
though,
Yeah, but Johnny Depp sucks.
Well, so does Wes Anderson.
the thing I like about Bottle Rocket, and you've seen this, haven't you, Brad?
Yeah.
Is that you start seeing, like, it's his first film.
Flourishes.
So you see little flourishes,
Yep.
little elements of who he's becoming in his film. And it's also one of my favorite films for Owen Wilson.
It's great in it.
Oh, he's great.
He's
Dignam?
great in it. and
Dig-
so,
What is Bottle Rocket about, Ben?
Bottle Rocket is the story of two best friends, basically, that just like Owen Wilson's character just really wants to be a heist guy. He wants to be a criminal, and he wants to have a plan, and he's got a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, a 15-year plan, a 50-year plan. He's got it all written out, how they're going to live their lives on the lam and all this stuff. And so his buddy, played by Luke Wilson, is
his real life brother,
and just it's going along with it, and just like fine with it, and just is directionless really. But the problem is they go to lay low at a motel after their first job, and Luke Wilson falls in love with one of the cleaning people named oh my goodness,
I can't remember her name.
What's her name?
I don't remember.
Inez.
That's exactly.
They say it all the time.
Yep. Because I watched this film in college, so 25 years ago,
so this is a romance. More than anything else. I thought, of course, it's cool. It's going to be a heist movie, whatever. But it's a character study about these two characters and their directions in life, and who thinks who's holding who back is what it's really about. And there's some powerful scenes in this. I think my favorite part is my favorite scenes involved I think it's a busboy at the hotel or the motel or whatever, or a maintenance guy or something, and he is translating for them. And so, because Inez doesn't speak very good English, and Luke Wilson's character speaks no Spanish, and so there's a third party that is translating, and he's translating as he's doing the dishes, as he's doing this stuff, and it's so funny.
Yeah.
And then it culminates with kind of a misunderstanding between Owen Wilson's character and the dishwasher, and so then it all kind of comes unraveled. Everything comes unraveled.
You took my bottle rocket.
Yeah. That's exactly. And then I don't know how to say that in Spanish, so that was the misunderstanding. But overall, no. I would encourage you, if you tangentially like Wes Anderson, you would like this film.
Yeah,
it's really good. Yeah, it's a very strong debut.
That's what I'm saying.
It's huge.
You get why Wes Anderson became a filmmaker. Whether you like Wes Anderson tone or not, it's fine. But you get why you
don't watch that movie and say like, oh, I can't believe that this is his first movie.
Yeah,
you go, oh yeah, this is why he's got a career
for sure.
Yeah.
And so I just feel like if you are a fan of directors, especially, it's fun sometimes to watch their first. Their first chance behind the wheel, right? Yeah. And so, what's Steven Spielberg's first film?
So technically, his first movie is Duel, which was a made-for TV film.
I'm sorry, I don't know if I saw that.
You didn't see Duel?
I don't think I did.
Why not?
Is it any good?
Is it any good?
Is Duel any good? Are you shitting me, son?
Have you seen Duel?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Duel's great.
Wait, why is it that great? Why is it great? Because I've seen it.
No, I just. I wasn't sure if you were like playing it up. Like,
and there are. So Duel is the first Spielberg film, of course, but it's the first one to feature the panning down to the boots and up.
Oh yeah.
And that's a very famous Spielberg thing. He started off in that film doing it.
This stars Dennis Weaver.
Thanks, Nate.
So you can, but to your point, Nate, there are shots in Duel that are like, oh, that's what he does.
Yep, you start seeing his personality come out in the film already.
Yeah. Okay. But his first official proper feature film was the Sugarland Express, and then after that he got Jaws. So
I did not see the Sugarland Express.
I didn't see that one either.
I saw it when I was in college, and I don't remember much from it. Yeah. I just watched it for the sake of completion at the time.
I'm not giving you this film.
You could make it to completion?
Goo.
Yeah.
So, hey, who does the Sugarland Express star?
Goldie Hawn.
Yep. I was actually going for Ben Johnson, but yes, that's true.
Yeah, I was going for Don Johnson.
He's not in it.
I know, but I'm going for him.
Did you watch anything else?
Yes, but I don't remember. So let's go to the trailers.
Oh, cute. So we're gonna talk about one trailer quickly as soon as Ben does the trailer song.
Trailer time with Ben and Brad, having fun with our good friends Ben and Brad. Nate's here too. Let's talk about some fucking trailers.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess I feel like it fits like it's like a circus theme. So I'll
Ben and Brad and Nate are going to talk about the motherfucking trailers. Let's go. We've got to go. We've got to go. Fucking. Let's go.
It feels like an early Eminem song, like he would do.
So we're gonna talk about one trailer this week. It's from Apple TV. and that is, or I guess Apple Films technically. The Instigators, which is a new movie from Doug Liman. It stars Matt Damon and Casey Affleck.
You almost said Ben Affleck.
I almost did say Ben Affleck. And Casey Affleck also co-wrote the script as well. And so this is a movie that we're taking Matt Damon and Casey Affleck back to their roots. They're playing two Boston boys. They get caught up in some crime shenanigans and whatnot. And
But it doesn't. The trailer's not painting this as heavy as like The Town.
No, definitely not.
And it's not a drama like that.
No, it's a crime comedy.
It's a crimedy.
Yeah.
Well, fuck you. That's a pretty good word.
And I didn't love this trailer because
you flat out said, I will not see this film.
I did not say that at all.
This is
trash.
This is poor Southie trash.
Wow.
Oh, you said
that's what he said.
No, he said Alfred Molina's in this. Not seen it.
Yeah.
That's for freaking
I
sure.
would never ever say that.
He said Alfred Nolina is what he said.
No, my two biggest
Don't get
problems
me started
are
about his disdain for
for a
a
movie that takes Matt Damon and Casey Affleck back to Boston in a crime comedy framework. This doesn't feel like it has nearly as much high energy as it should. I wanted to laugh more. I laughed maybe 1.5 times in this trailer. Also, the cast in this movie is fantastic, and we have a cast this good, and the trailer doesn't hit as hard at I wasn't excited about seeing this movie at the end of the trailer. I was just like, oh, okay, like I'll watch it to see how good it is, but like I'm not excited about it. And like I wanted to be excited about this movie because having them in this environment and playing, you know, with Boston again sounds like it could be really cool. But there wasn't really anything in this trailer that like landed firmly for me. Like I wanted to be excited for it, and I'm not. So I hope it is good because I like Doug Liman, I like Matt Damon, I like Casey Affleck, I like all these people that are involved in it. But I was underwhelmed by this trailer.
Why don't you like Paul Walter Hauser?
I love Paul Walter Hauser, actually. Paul Walter Hauser is one of my favorite actors.
He really is.
He's very quickly becoming, like, I feel like he's Philip Seymour
Underrated.
Hoffman's,
Almost.
like,
You're right.
yeah,
You're absolutely right.
Give me those
He's going to
vibes.
get a film that I think is going to blow people away soon. Like,
Oh,
you know,
I'm sorry. That film already happened. It was called Richard Jewell.
no, he was great.
I
in
mean, he
Richard
is great in
Jewell.
Richard Jewell.
But I'm just saying.
Come on, guys. Blow you away. It's a bomb movie. Come on. It was right.
But I just
come
feel
on,
like-
seriously, though.
I feel
It
like
was
his
right there.
Academy Award is right around the corner because he's
Yeah.
so good.
Oh,
So
fuck.
Paul Walter Hauser is supposed to play
You
Chris
know.
Farley in a biopic about him that Josh Gad is directing. If you haven't seen the Apple TV series Blackbird, watch that.
I've not seen that.
Paul
movie.
Walter Hauser is incredible in that show.
Mitch, can you just compliment my joke?
Hey, don't,
Mitch, can
you're gonna be kind to him, I know, which I love about you. But it's fine.
That was in your face, and you guys both just glanced right over it. I feel like friends of the pod would get it.
I disagree with you, Brad. I liked this trailer. It wasn't a great trailer, but I liked it enough. I want to see this film. Matt Damon, Casey Affleck. Casey Affleck wrote it. Doug Liman directed it. It should be fun. It should be fun.
Ben,
I don't.
just come out of yourself for 1 second.
I think Cyrus would have liked that joke.
Billy Ray?
Yes. Yes. You know, Ben, I'd just like to say that I really like that joke.
It really touched my achy breaky heart.
Don't tell my heart, but it did touch it. Anyway, no, I'm on board. I think it'll be fun. It's not the best trailer. I agree with Brad. It's not the best trailer, but I disagree with Brad. I will still see the film.
No, I will see the film too.
You said that.
I'm just
earlier.
not excited about it.
Exactly. You're allowed to see a bad trailer and be like, you know what? I'm still excited for it because I trust who's in
Or
it.
to be like,
But I'm not,
It's a
though.
fine trailer. It's not a great trailer.
Not a great trailer, but Alfred Molina is in it.
There's great trailers that we watch sometimes, and we're like, the film's not that great. It's okay.
Yes.
And so
I would love to, like I've always said, I would love to be surprised to see this movie and have it be great. I'm underwhelmed by the trailer. I'm not as excited as I hoped I would be
I
for
also
the
like
movie.
that Artist Equity is making this film,
Of course.
and so like that's
I
a good.
don't know what that means.
Artist Equity is Matt Damon and Ben Affleck's new production company where they let the crew share in the profits of the movie. Like they all have like
It's not just like a studio that's making all the money.
yeah.
So why doesn't it look better if everybody cares more? See, this is why you don't do that. If you share the profits and the product is subpar, then it just proves that nobody deserves the money except for Matt Damon.
Oh boy.
So Brad said this movie's bad, and it's bad because everybody's making more money.
Guys, thanks for coming to the podcast. We love when you're here.
It's just why are you here now?
yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Brad. Why are you
It's
here?
heartening that you'll sit here and put up with the kind of the
Shenanigans.
deluge of bullshit that comes out of Ben's mouth.
Deluge, but okay. deluge.
By the way, is it biopic or biopic?
Biopic.
Biopic.
I think it's biopic.
No.
No, it's myopic
Yeah.
when you have a worldview like Brad's.
That was good.
Got him! This is fun. Yeah, that's your only. Come on. What's up, ugly? You're a piece of shit. Come up with something better.
I didn't call you ugly on air.
That's true. You had my mom do it. Guys,
This is fun.
we fucking did it.
We had a great podcast. We learned some things about each other that we didn't
It
know.
was a great last show.
Wow.
I'm pulling it because it's 8:30 now, and my girlfriend is gone. She left.
Usually it's later.
Yeah, but she's gone.
Where'd
left.
she go?
I don't know. She goes, I had to leave.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for listening.
We're the worst at any podcast.
Anyway, be good to yourself. Oh no, that's your line.
No, that's the
Wow.
other
That's the
podcast.
other
probably.
podcast.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I still can't remember. I did watch another movie, and I honestly been racking my brain this entire time. So guess what? There's going to be a bonus
Surprise
movie
next week.
time that'll remember that I fucking watched because I'm
All
an
right.
idiot and a degenerate.
Yep.
Well, Nate, thanks for being here. Brad was here too. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Nah, cheating, eh?